Video is going to be quite in depth. It's going to be a story about me and what happened and the lessons from it. So if you haven't got the attention span to watch through this, that's perfectly fine, but feel free to click off now because I'm going to go a bit in depth here. So I remember literally last December I went on a night out with the work lot, and in the day I had an argument with someone who I used to have a connection with, and we had a big argument. It was over some interference or something, and it was a weird day for me overall. I had a massive argument. We had a massive argument. It was a bit horrible and all that. And then we go out on the night and I'm getting a lot of attention from the people there and compliments and people feeling good about me and bigging me up and making me feel good. And I was funny and I was making people laugh and I was making people feel amazing. And I thought I was incredible. And then we go out, we go to a different place in town, and then I start chatting to this girl and we're getting on well and we're making her laugh and all this. And I'm like walking with so much confidence and so much feelings of being amazing and good and thinking I'm the best and all this. And I'm walking with confidence and all this and acting like nothing phases me because I felt so inspired by myself. I was looking at myself in such a good way because of the validation I was getting from people. And you could argue it's because the emotion before that where I felt negative because of this person, where we had a situation where it's negative, and now I'm getting attention from people and they're bigging me up and they're making me feel good about myself, that it's easy to get to your head. And I remember that whole night I was just walking with this confidence, acting so confident and everything, and acting like nothing fazed me, and that I was kind of better than people. I was acting like that. I'm not even gonna lie, I was acting like that. I was acting like I was better than people. And some stuff happened, nothing too bad or anything, it's just me being overconfident and doing this. And then I remember after we went to the clubs and all this, my brother was saying to me, he was like, you're acting like you're way better than people. You're acting too overconfident, you're acting like this just because you got some muscle, like I was getting compliments on my physique, or it didn't mean you're better than people and all this. And at the time I'm like, oh no, what do you mean, what you want about, and all that. And almost deflecting it and almost acting in a way like, well, what you want about. But now I see a bit of truth in that. Now I see a little bit of truth, and I think that's me growing up. It's only like 10 months ago to be fair, but I feel like that's me growing up a bit. And I feel the truth in how I was acting. I was acting a bit too egotistical, acting a bit too like I'm better than everyone and all this. And it's a weird thing. When you start improving yourself and when you start bettering yourself and you get validated for that, whether it's on YouTube and whether it's on all these different things, you feel like you're better. You feel like you're amazing, if that makes sense. You feel like you're the greatest thing ever, and it can get to your head a bit. And I don't want it to get to your lot's head. And I remember last night I was having a conversation with him as well. And I said, I'm happy with how I've handled all this like channel and the comments and all that, even though it ain't on a massive scale. I've handled it with my ego and how I used to have a big ego because I had nothing, like no attention or anything. Like 2 years ago I had no attention, and then you start getting attention from women and you feel amazing, you feel like you're the best and all that because of your body and because of how you act and all this, mostly because of your body, your external. I said I'm happy with how I've handled this because I don't feel like too egotistical. I speak to people, I have good conversations, I make them feel valued. I feel like I treat everyone right now instead of feeling like I'm better than everyone. And it just reminded me of that time where I was really egotistical, where I was too over the top egotistical, almost thinking I was better than other people. And I just want you lot in this video to get the value of when you start improving yourself, whether it's in a career, whether it's in your body, whether it's in your physique, whether it's in something online you're building, you can easily get caught up in how good you think you are at that thing, if that makes sense. So let's say you get attention from videos, those are nice comments, like I can get it now. You can get caught up in that because people are validating you, people make you feel amazing. Let's say your physique's really good and you're getting attention from women and people and confidence, like compliments as well. You can easily get caught up like you're amazing and you're this best thing and you're incredible and all that. And you can start feeling like you're better than people. And you can start feeling you're amazing and all this. And you can start almost acting in a disrespectful way. Acting disrespectful, acting a bit too much, you know, acting like you're amazing. And I didn't really see too many people speaking about this in this space where you improve yourself a bit over time, you start getting better in different areas, and then you start getting compliments and confidence from people, and people start trying to make you feel better and bigging you up. And it's easy to get caught up in that and think you're amazing and you're better than other people sometimes. And it's natural when you haven't had that to feel like that from that big jump. So let's say like rappers who had no money, as soon as they get money, they start wearing all these chains and all these things because they're getting validation from people and they feel amazing. And they start ignoring people and all that. It's easy to have that. Of course, it's nowhere near that scale, but It's easy to get a bit caught up when you get a little bit of success and feel like you're amazing, you're incredible. But what is hard to do is peel back that layer and understand that you need to get rid of your ego when you're around people. You need to get rid of that ego of thinking you're amazing, you're incredible. It's good for confidence and on days for getting up when you need to, but use it wisely. Use it wisely, because overall, when you act like that, you come off as a bit of a dickhead. You come off as a bit of a prick. And that's what I found. You come off like you're the best and you're this and you're this, and it ain't even true. It's literally just from other people's perspective and certain things they've said that you've bigged yourself up to be this. And it can work, but it can also be a detriment as well for how you treat people, how you treat yourself, and how you feel about yourself. And it can blind you of yourself. It can blind you literally of yourself. Your ego can blind you of yourself. And I know a lot of you who watch these videos are going to be in the gym, going to be improving, going to be trying to better your mental health, going to be trying to better yourself. And it's easy to get caught up when you get a bit of attention, when you get a bit of validation and think you're better than you are. But it's hard to peel back that layer and say, I'm not actually as good as I think I am. I've still got flaws, I've still got areas to work on, I still need to be better, I still need to improve, I still need to treat people right, I still need to be better. Because I've seen that time and time again with people where they act above other people and it kind of hurts them, and they never truly make an impact or all this, and they get too caught up in it, you know? And they feel like they're too good to speak to people, or they act over like this, and then you just think they're a dick, you know? And I almost got caught up in that, thinking like I was too good and all this. On that night I was too what's the word, too over the top, thinking I was good, because I literally a month and a bit before that, 2 months before that, I had a massive argument with someone where we literally dissected each other's character. So this was almost like, what's the word, the opposite of that, where people were validating my character, if that makes sense, you know? Whereas this person was breaking down my character and saying terrible shit, and I was saying terrible shit back. I shouldn't have done, but I was. And yeah, it's one of these things where it's almost like that from there, feeling down low, and then people up here, you get too caught up with that. And I just want you lot to not fall in this trap of being too over egotistical, if that makes sense, because it's easy to fall into that when you start improving yourself and you get some compliments and you get some attention from people and they make you feel validated and make you feel good. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy to do that because you think, I've never had this before, I must be amazing, I must be this. When in reality, like, there's so many areas you need to improve and need to be better in, and it can almost blind you of your own problems and your own self and your own flaws. Your ego can blind you of your own self and your own flaws. And that's what I found. When I was too egotistical in certain areas, it would hurt me. It would hurt me, and I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like it would crush me overall and ruin stuff, instead of me actually acting with class and being confident and helping people right, you know. And now it's like completely different. I don't have an ego at all. I literally just fucking speak to a camera and people like it. But that's literally it. Speak to a phone. It's not even a camera. Fucking hell. You know what I mean? And I'll just go to the gym and try to better myself and better my mental health. And you got to treat people with that kindness and that care, and you got to make them feel valued. You can't think you're better than everyone else. And it's easy for me to fall into that a while ago because I never had that, you know. And it's easy to fall into that, and especially when you never had that. Let's say you go from someone who's insular into herself like I was, and then you're getting attention from people validating you, people making you feel good. It's easy to get caught up in that high of feeling like you're amazing and all that. But in reality, it isn't actually that true. It's like external anyway, so it isn't even necessarily real, because it's about how you feel about yourself. And also, it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that much. Like, you need to act and make people feel valued by your company and make them feel good around you. You can't act like you're better than everyone else. And it's just this interesting thing that I discovered yesterday when I was having a conversation with my brother, and it was like, I was really glad how I handled it, because now it's different. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm not good at, I don't even view myself as that. I'm not sad or anything, but what I mean is I don't view myself as better as anyone else like I did then. You know what I mean? You get a bit of success, you got a bit of muscle, and people's giving you attention or validation, and you feel like you're better than other people. But in reality, it isn't even real, you know? And I just don't want you lot who are improving yourself to fall into this, because it's a harsh place to fall into. And this is quite an opening and revealing video about me, but to be honest, I don't care, because there's a lesson in it. There's a lesson in it. With all these videos, there's a lesson. And I try to teach whatever I've been through, or just explain what I've been through, so you lot don't go through the same stuff, because it can hurt certain relationships with people, it can hurt certain areas of people, and it's easy to get caught up in that because you're getting validation from people. But it's hard to keep a level head and understand that it comes and it goes, and it isn't actually that real, and it's more so how you feel about yourself. And you know what I mean? you shouldn't view yourself as better as anyone else just because you've improved yourself in certain areas. And that's what you find in this space. Some people view themselves as better than other people because of the success or whatever they got on the channel, because of the money they're making from their channel, and they feel like they're amazing, they're incredible. And it's hard for them not to, in a way, because they feel like they're so good and so that, especially when the younger ones around my age, they feel like that. But in reality, it isn't true. In reality, it isn't real. And in reality, you just need to treat people with respect and be nice and be good and help people and give wisdom where you can, help them where you can, and have a good conversation, make them feel something, make them feel good, you know, instead of feeling like you're better than everyone else and just trying to act like you're the best and all this, when in reality that's almost insecurity on your own behalf, because you're almost covering up for what was down here and now it's up here, and now you're like trying to act better. And I've seen it time and time again with people where they try to act better and bigger than they are because they're insecure deep inside, and it hurts them. And that's what I kind of was at that time. It was a bit like, oh no, I'm not that. So then it's like, when people's validating this, oh, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, oh yeah, fuck you, you know what I mean? And it's a weird time, you know, it's a weird time. And the lesson is, just don't get too caught up in your ego when things start going well, and when things start bettering and bettering and bettering, because you find it with these people, they get too caught up in their ego and it kind of ruins them, and they digress, they get worse, they get more behind instead of improving, you know what I mean? And I don't want that trap for you. So just be wary of, when you start improving yourself, of the validation and everything you get from people or from whatever, maybe money you make or whatever, and just don't get too caught up in that. I just understand that you're a person at the end of the day, and other people's people. You need to interact good and not act like you're better than anyone else, because no one's better than anyone else, you know? No one's really that better than anyone else. Of course, you make different decisions, but it's important to act with accordance and act properly and treat people properly, instead of acting like you're better than someone. And that's the overall message in this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.